Okay, so now we'll move on to some other Chapter 13. My pen quit working on me. And for this one, we're going to do on page 226 a sample question. And let's do number 5. I apparently like number 5 today. All right, so the instructions tell us to calculate milliliters per hour for these infusions. Round the answer to the whole number. So number 5 tells us infuse on Dancitron 4 milligrams diluted into 5 milliliters of 0.9% sodium chloride over 5 minutes using an infusion pump. So again, solving for milliliters per hour. So I'm going to start my problem with milliliters. And of my information, I'm looking for milliliters there. So I have 5 milliliters. And again, since we're dealing with time here, I'm worried about the time. So that makes this information not to be used in this particular problem. Again, we need to get to hours, and I have minutes here. So I have to put minutes over here, and I'm going to hours. And so I know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And so minutes would cancel out, leaving us with 5 times 60. It's 300 over 5 times 1. And that gives us 60 milliliters per hour. And I'm going to do another one. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and go to page 229. And of this one, I'm going to do, let's do number 5 again. Now these problems here get a little bit daunting, so just kind of hang with me. And again, do these just the same way every time. So number 5, it tells us for this, calculate the infusion and completion times for these IVs. So an infusion and completion time, in that case, we're going to be solving for hours and minutes. So that's what ultimately we're going to be solving for. So I'm going to have to start out with my hours on dimensional analysis, and then ultimately we'll have to solve for minutes. So now let's write down what information we have. An IV is infusing at 150 milliliters per hour with 500 milliliters remaining in the IV bag. The current time is 22:08. So we again need to solve for hours. So I'm going to start with hours first. So I'm looking at my information here, and I have hours right here. So I'm going to put 1 hour is equal to 150 milliliters. So that uses that. Since this is milliliters, I have to have milliliters next. And so I'm going to plug in my 500 milliliters there, and I'm just going to put that over 1. Our milliliters would cancel out, so that leaves us 1 times 500 over 150. So 500 divided by 150 gives us 3.3333333, repeating obviously, hours. Now when we're doing this, I know that this equals 3 hours. So I'm going to put that up here. I know I have 3 hours. Now I have to figure out how much time is in 0.33333 hours. So in this case, I need to solve for minutes, because we've already got our hours and we want to convert these hours to minutes. So I need to start with minutes on top, and since I already have hours here, I need to go from minutes to hours, so I know there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then I need, since this is hours, I have to put hours here. So this is where I'm going to put that 0.3333, and we're just going to say repeating there, hours. And that goes over 1. Now, what you don't want to do here is just round right to this first tenths place, because you're going to be off a minute or so when you do that. So leave those all those threes in there when you're doing your math. So I'm going to take my 60 times 0.333333, and that gives me 19.9 repeating minutes. So this is where we can round. So this is going to round up to 20 minutes. So my infusion time for 150 milliliters per hour and 500 milliliters left is going to be infused in 3 hours and 20 minutes. Now, to figure out our time for the infusion to complete based on our 22:08, 22 hours and 08 minutes, I'm going to add this time. So 8 plus 20 is 28 minutes. And then 22 plus 3. Now you'll have to remember this is in military time, so you can only go up to 24 hours, and then you have to start over with your 0100, 0200, etc. So this would be 2200, 23, 24, and so if I went from 2400 then to 0100, so it's going to be 0128 hours and minutes is our time. So ultimately 0128 would be our completion time for our IV.